This is Ginny Brant with Unleash Your God-Given Healing with Lifestyle Changes. Today, we're going to look at 7 research-backed tips to prevent Alzheimer's disease. Yes, we're going to talk today about something that affects so many families today: Alzheimer's disease and cognitive decline. And more importantly, what can we do to help protect our brain health? Alzheimer's is not just about memory. It impacts identity, relationships, and quality of life. And my family knows this all too well because my dear father died from this heartbreaking disease. But here's the encouraging news. Are you ready? Research shows that lifestyle choices can significantly reduce the risk of this disease. And as believers, we also understand something deeper. Our minds and our bodies are gifts from God, and we are called to steward them well. Romans 12:2 says, "Be transformed by the renewing of your mind." Well, today we're going to explore 7 practical, research-backed tips to prevent Alzheimer's disease and protect your all-important brain. Number 1, you got to move to protect your brain. Science tells us that exercise is one of the most powerful tools for brain health. It increases blood flow to the brain, which includes oxygen and nutrients. It reduces inflammation, toxins, stress, and insulin levels. It helps to grow new brain cells and may reduce harmful plaque linked to this disease. Studies show people who exercise regularly can have up to a 40%, yes, you heard that, a 40% lower risk of dementia. My, exercise never looked so good. Please join me. My husband and I love to walk each day. And sometimes when the weather is pleasant and not so cold, I walk twice each day. Whether it's hiking, biking, dancing, jogging, swimming, walking, or any type of movement or exercise, it's going to stimulate your lymphatic system to take the trash out in our body, and this includes your brain. 1 Corinthians 6:19 reminds us your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit. Taking care of your body is not vanity, it's stewardship. Number 2, feed your brain wisely. What you eat and what you drink directly affects your brain. The Mediterranean and MIND diets are strongly linked to slower cognitive decline and lower Alzheimer's risk. These diets emphasize dark, leafy greens, fatty fish, nuts, olive oil, and lots of berries. Most of the neurologists I follow, including Dr. Vincent Fortanesky of UCLA and Dr. David Perlmutter, recommend eating a cup of blueberries each day for your brain and your heart. Blueberries have been proven to enhance the endothelial lining of your blood vessels, which is key to your heart and your brain. Proper hydration is also important because your blood cells are 82% water and your brain cells, believe it or not, are 85% water. As a result, my husband and I try to eat this cup of blueberries, healthy fats, and dark leafy greens, and half our body weight in fluid ounces each day. And when we need a snack, we reach for nuts. All of these foods fight inflammation and protect brain cells, and we get these foods in our daily smoothie. And this gut building, cancer fighting, Brain protecting smoothie will be referenced in the show notes below, and it counts towards our hydration goals. Let me repeat that again. It's gut building, brain boosting, and it's cancer fighting all in one. That's why we drink it daily. 1 Corinthians 10:31 tells us, whether you eat or drink, do all for the glory of God. Yes, we as Christians can honor God even with our eating and our drinking, and we must get enough hydration each day for our brains to work properly and to stay healthy. Number 3, keep your mind active. Your brain is like a muscle. Use it or lose it. Research shows that mental stimulation builds something called cognitive reserve, which helps the brain resist disease. Mental stimulation activities include reading, learning new skills, or learning something new, putting together puzzles, and even interacting, listening to and performing music. We must continue to challenge and stimulate our brain. Romans 12:2 says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. God designed our brains to grow, learn, and renew, not stagnate. Number 4, prioritize sleep. During sleep, our brain is actually doing a brain cleanse. Your brain also removes harmful toxins, including proteins linked to Alzheimer's disease. Your brain also regenerates and restores during deep sleep. Poor sleep is linked to memory problems, cognitive decline, and increased dementia risk. And don't forget that. Most people need between 7 to 9 hours sleep at night. Find what's worked for you. And it's best to go to bed at the same time each night and reduce screen time before bed. And don't have your cell phone charging next to your bed. Your cell phone should be at least 6 feet away from your body when you are sleeping. Your bedroom should be dark and cool. Psalms 4:8 says, in peace I will lie down and sleep. For you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. Never forget that your brain detoxes, regenerates, and restores when you sleep. Number 5, protect your heart. To protect your brain. You see, what is good for your heart is also good for your brain. Heart health and Alzheimer's disease are intrinsically linked, as cardiovascular issues directly impact brain function by reducing oxygen and nutrient delivery. Common risk factors such as high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, high cholesterol, and smoking can increase Alzheimer's risk because all of these damage the blood vessels that supply your brain. Research shows that combining healthy habits can reduce Alzheimer's risk by up to 60%. Wow. It's best to monitor your cholesterol levels, blood pressure, and blood sugar. Maintain a healthy weight and avoid smoking and stay physically active. Proverbs 17:22 says, a cheerful heart is good medicine. Never forget that emotional and physical health are deeply connected. And remember, a healthy heart is good for a healthy brain. Number 6, stay socially connected. We were not created to live in isolation. Social interaction stimulates multiple areas of the brain, reduces stress, lowers depression, and supports cognitive health. Depression and stress can both contribute to cognitive decline. A recent Johns Hopkins study suggested that social isolation is a risk factor for dementia. Now, you can stay connected by spending time with family and friends. joining a church group, or volunteering at your church. Ecclesiastes 4:9 tells us, two are better than one, and that is so true. Community is a part of God's design for our well-being, and it's also good for the health of our brain. Last but not least, avoid smoking and limit or abstain from alcohol. Smoking is a major risk factor for Alzheimer's disease and other dementias, with current smokers being up to 40% more likely to develop Alzheimer's than non-smokers. It accelerates brain aging, causes vascular damage, and increases harmful inflammation. Quitting smoking, however, can significantly reduce this risk. And if you enjoy a glass of wine or two at the end of the day, you might want to think again. Even moderate alcohol use, which is 2 drinks or less a day for men and 1 drink or less a day for women, can affect the brain and may accelerate Alzheimer's disease progression. According to research funded by Bright Focus Alzheimer's Disease Research Foundation. Something to think about. The researchers in this study found that alcohol increased brain atrophy and amyloid plaque, as well as accelerating the loss of neurons and connections between neurons. Definitely something to think about. Now, long-term heavy alcohol consumption increases the risk of developing dementia and Alzheimer's disease by accelerating brain aging, actually shrinking the brain and boosting toxic amyloid plaques. While moderate drinking may not carry the same risk, excessive drinking increases dementia risk by roughly 300%. It can also cause independent types of alcohol-related dementia. My husband and I lost a good friend to alcohol-related dementia. Yes, we must remember that alcohol can destroy our precious brain. Research consistently shows that lifestyle matters when we combine movement, healthy eating, mental stimulation, deep sleep, heart health, and strong social connections. While avoiding smoking and limiting alcohol, we can significantly reduce the risk of this terrible, dreaded disease. But even beyond science, this is about something greater. It's about stewarding the life God has given us. We care for our minds not just to live longer, but so that we can serve God and fulfill His purpose in our lives. Taking care of your brain is not just a health decision, it is a spiritual responsibility. I hope this has been helpful information for you. I do hope that you will subscribe to this YouTube channel, share this video. Too many people are going down this road and need to know what they can do to begin to move back in the opposite direction. Until next time, here's to your good health. Here's to the health of your heart and your brain. Why? So we can serve God effectively until we draw our last breath. And may God bless.